place to go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a Christmas party look for you guys. It is only less than 2 weeks till Christmas, so I know there's lots of Christmas parties going on. We're going to our first one on Thursday, so it inspired me to do a Christmas inspired look for you guys. I really wanted to go with a nice green eye, but I wanted some shimmer in there, and this is what I came up with. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, just keep watching. To start, I'm going to prep my eyes with some Tarte Shape Tape. I like to put a little blob on there and then use a flat shader brush to spread it around. And then this also works great for carving out the underside of my eyebrows as well. Then I go in with a beauty sponge and just kind of tap it all in. Make sure there's no lumps and bumps. And then I'm going to set it with my Tarte Tartelette palette. I'm going to use the shade Super Mom with a much larger flat shader brush. Just tap it all down. And this will just allow any shadows I put on top of it to blend out really smoothly. But look at the difference between this eye and that eye. Look at all the veins on this eye. Look how smooth and ready for shadow this one is. I use this trick even when I'm not wearing eyeshadow just to make everything more uniform, especially if I have a full face foundation on. If my face looks nice and flawless, I don't want my eyelids looking all veiny and weird, so I will do this and then just pop on some mascara and lashes and I'm good to go. The reason I'm starting with my eyes today is because I'm going to be using a lot of dark colors like black and dark green, and I don't want to make a mess on my face after I put foundation on, so doing it before my face, and that way I can clean up any fallout or any mess that I create. To start, I'm going to go into the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm going to use this guy right here, MFEO. Taking that on my Moda Pro crease brush. And this is going to go up in the top of my crease, so I'm putting it fairly high. So I'm taking this almost up to the brow bone. I'm just leaving a little bit of room up here so I can do a highlight. But I want to bring this color quite high because it's our transition color, and it will, rather than having a stark like black shadow to white lid, it gives a nice transition and something to blend the other shades into. Now going into a slightly darker color, I'm going to use the shade Butter and just placing that right on top of the last shade. I'm choosing some warmer toned shadows to go underneath the black because I want this to be a really rich look. And you'd think that using warm reddish base shadows with green would look kind of funny, but it'll just warm up the whole look and it's going to be beautiful by the time we're done. And I am bringing those colors right into the inner corner because we're going to be doing a little bit of a cut crease. And I'm going to deepen it up by going into Buns. I'm still on the same brush. This color I'm going to keep a little bit more towards the outer corner. I'm starting to bring it on that outer lid a little bit. Now I'm switching to the Luxie 231 small tapered blending brush. It's just a little bit smaller than the last brush. And I'm going to go into the color Chip. Don't mind my nails, they are purple from recently coloring my hair. Oh, it feels so good to have refreshed purple hair. And again, just taking this on the outer corner over what we've already done. And this is where we're going to start really darkening up that outer corner. The reason we're building this up so much with the brown shades underneath is because then the black will really be nice and dark. I think we're ready to dip into the black shade in this palette, which is called Abyss. So I'm going to start, I put quite a bit of black on there. I'm going to tap it off, and then I'm going to start by just pressing it into the outer corner. Kind of building it up exactly where I want it to be before blending it out. And then same thing again. This time I'm not going to tap it off. I want full impact, and I'm going to start pressing that on to the outer corner again. And I do want to take this into the crease a little bit because when I do the cut crease, I want to have that really dramatic black then green. Just really lightly with my brush, like I'm barely touching my skin when I bring it out over here because I don't want it too harsh. And then I can take my bigger fluffy brush and go in and blend out the edges as well. Now I'm going to go in and start carving out the inner portion of my eye using the Shape Tape again and the same brush that I prepped my eyelids with. I'm just going to go like this. And here we go. I find it's easier if I close my eye as much as I can and look down. That way the lid is as smooth as it can be and you have a better sight of where that needs to go. And I'm only going to take this about halfway across my lid and then tap it out. And then before that starts to set down, I'm going to go into my Morphe 35S palette and I'm going to take this gorgeous forest green and I tap that all over the concealer. Oh no! And don't move your eye around too much while you're doing this. And then once I get to the end of the concealer, I'm still going to bring some of that green over past where the concealer is so that it can help blend out the colors. Now that I have the green placed down, I'm going to go back into the Jaclyn Hill palette and I'm going to use the color Chip, which is that dark reddish brown. I'm going to start blending that out a little bit more. Then I'm going to dip back into Abyss, which is the black, and stamp that onto the eye. And I'm also going to take this tiny little e.l.f. concealer brush, just a tiny flat little brush. I'm going to take that chip color and I'm going to go back in and define the top of that cut crease. Now I'm going to take the dark green in this Jaclyn Hill palette, which is Enchanted. I'm going to use the same flat shader brush that I used on the green on my lids. Take a little bit of that and put that right in between the two colors. And then I'm actually going to take a fluffier brush. This is the Luxie 229 and blend it out a little bit better. Now I'm going to go in with a wet wipe and wipe away any of that fallout. And this will also help sharpen up that outer corner. Now I'm going to go in with my Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper Black. And I'm going to do a little bit of a wing. Now I want to add a little bit of glitter to that liner, so I'm going to take my Revlon PhotoReady Eye Art in Midnight Glitz. I'm going to use the glitter end of that. I'm going to go right over that liner with the glitter. I also want to bring a little bit of glitter onto the lid itself on the inner corner, but I don't want to use the black glitter, so I'm going to go in with the color Topaz Twinkle and use the glitter from that. So this one I'm just going to take on the inner corner, right on the lid, and making sure to just stay where the green is. When you're using glitter on your eyes, you always want to make sure you keep your eyes closed for a little bit so it can dry. That way it doesn't start to dry when your eyelids open and you've got like wrinkles going on. You want it to dry nice and flat. Okay, I'm going to zoom you out and we're going to get started on the face. I'm going to start by applying my Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer. I use that mostly in the center of my face, where my pores are the biggest. And then for the rest of my face, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer. For foundation, I'm going to go in with the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation because this stuff will stay on through a party. I'm going to buff that out with my Bare Minerals Perfecting Face Brush. Concealer, Shape Tape. Before I start buffing out my concealer, I'm going to take that small shader brush and take some of that right underneath my eyeshadow. Make sure it's cleaned up really nice. Just like that, and then I'll buff it out. This just helps, so rather than trying to be really precise with your sponge, you've already got that nice straight line and you can just work around it. And I set that with my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder First I'm going to go in with my sponge, get a good amount of that on there, and set under the eyes. I'm going to bronze up my face using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm going to use this big fluffy Moda Pro pointed blush brush. I use this for my bronzer. Warm up the edges of my face so I don't look like a ghost. And then for some more definition, I'm going to go into my Kat Von D Shade and Light contour palette. I'm going to use this light shade right here. I'm also going to use that same shade to contour my nose a little bit. I'm going to go back and finish up underneath of my eyes before I do my blush and highlight. So I'm going to start with some of the lighter shades that I used from the Jaclyn Hill palette. So starting with MFEO, I'm going to run that under the whole bottom lash line. And this is just a, don't know what it is, but it's like a fat, short shader brush. I'm going a little darker with Butter. And then I think I'm going to go with green on the bottom actually. So back into the green shade that I used all over my lid. And I'm going to start taking that underneath. I'm using a smaller pencil brush for this part because I want it closer to the lash line. Now I'm going to go and do my waterline with my Essence Gel Liner. I'm going to do my upper waterline and lower. For lashes, I'm going to use the iikonn Bella lashes. So I'm going to quickly put those on. I'll be right back. I love these lashes with these look because they're so dramatic on the edge. So they give lots of drama out here, but then you can still see the glitter on the inner corner of my eye because there's not a lot of lash over here. Oh, I think they're so pretty. Next, we're going to go in with some highlight. I'm going to use Ofra Rodeo Drive for this. I'm actually going to use it on my inner corner and my brow bone as well, so I'm going to start there. This is my favorite brush for applying eye highlight. This is actually an e.l.f. contour brush. But I love how fat and short it is, and it gives just the right amount of glow. That inner corner. I like that. This color of highlight looks so good with that glitter. And I'm just going to take a very small amount right at the top of my brow bone. I realize my face is so white it's going on its own, but this is such a pretty highlight. Okay, for lips, I think I'm gonna go with a nude color. I'm actually not gonna do any blush with this look, I don't think, because I'm not a big blush person. I don't want to. For lips, I'm gonna go with a nude. I'm gonna go with Colourpop Aquarius. It's the Ultra Satin Lip in Aquarius. And I think this will finish off the look really nice. Yes. To set it all in place, I'm going to use the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. This is just going to give me a nice dewy look to my face and not so matte. I've been loving this setting spray since I got it in my last BoxyCharm. It's so pretty. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's tutorial. I hope you got some inspiration for your own Christmas parties. And if you're not already, please subscribe to my channel so you can see all my future videos. Also, make sure you're following me on Instagram as I post there quite often at Lilani Grace. And that's all I have for today's video, so I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys!